So I've been DMing a group, mostly online, for a few months now. And this is my first real campaign as a DM, to be honest. I found the group online, and they're really nice people. So we've been playing together for a while. We started out playing twice a week, so our campaign progressed rather quickly. And we ended up completing what was meant to be a 2-year campaign in just one. When I first designed this campaign, I wanted something intriguing with a twist. I created a BBG, who was a deity who had been stripped of their powers under certain circumstances, leaving them broken. This deity began roaming the realms, trying to collect pieces of their scattered divinity to ascend once again. This once divine being wasn't necessarily good, so they chose a less than honest way to regain power. Disguised as a traveling merchant, they began subtly influencing people who shopped at their wandering store to perform specific actions that would allow them to gather fragments of their lost divinity. Not every task was evil, but they weren't always benign, either. This character was meant to be a recurring NPC in the campaign, and that's exactly what they became. Think of them as something like the mysterious vendor from Resident Evil 4.
Howdy, stranger. What are you buying?
Always appearing when most needed and somehow having exactly what the players were looking for. But in this case, coin wasn't what the merchant asked for. Instead, they requested small favors or set the players on seemingly harmless quests. Yet, looking at the bigger picture, these tasks formed a tangled web, enabling them to manipulate the realm in a very Machiavellian way. This vendor was the epitome of sleaziness. Honestly, I thought I made it clear that he wasn't a good guy, but the players ate up his treasure offers and well-mannered way of speaking, like a frog swallowing a marble. Now, they've reached the point where this vendor had been revealed as an ancient deity, right on the verge of regaining full power. The twist? The players have to grapple with the fact that if he ascends again, it's partly because of their help, which is exactly what I was aiming for. His return to divinity spells disaster. We're talking about fire and salt sweeping the realms. True cataclysmic events. This reveal happened last session, and I'll admit that it left the players pretty shaken. Today, though, I've received a few messages from them, saying that I betrayed their trust and shouldn't do things that play with their emotions or make them feel like their character's actions were morally gray or even harmful. And during Session 0, I mentioned that I wanted to explore something other than the classic goody-two-shoes heroes trope, and they seemed to be on board. Now, though, I feel like a jerk for not considering how distressing this might have actually been for them. We've put our campaign on hold until we can figure things out. Honestly, this might not be as horrifying as some other stories out there, but I can't shake the feeling that I'm watching my first ever campaign go up in flames, which, believe me, leaves a horrible taste in my mouth. So, here we are. I'm hoping that we can continue if it turns out that this wasn't as upsetting for them as it seems now, but I'm also coming to terms with the possibility that this campaign might not reach its conclusion. So, that's my story. Well, OP, if you guys actually established your boundaries in Session 0, then, quite frankly, you didn't really do anything wrong here. You have one of two things. You either have people who are not wanting to suffer the consequences of their own actions, or you have a bunch of snowflakes. Maybe they forgot the Session 0, but even so, if OP was overtly making this guy out to be suspicious, they're a bunch of babies. But regardless, hopefully OP is able to get his campaign wrapped up without too many retcons. I also know that I haven't been uploading much, and I don't know whether or not that's going to be changing. I'll make an effort into uploading once in a while, but I have actually been streaming over on Twitch, with a bunch of the VODs from previous streams being available on my archive channel. I've also been attempting to make a different type of content altogether, on a channel that I made a couple of years back named Simply Explained. It's more along the lines of educational content, and the links for all of those will be in the description. But, as always, have a good one, folks. Today, though, blah, 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 blah.